Right, so what is up, guys? This is feedback here. Right, and welcome back to my channel. So as usual, you can already see on my screen. Yeah, so in today's video, we'll be talking about Genshin ES. Right, in today's video, I'll be talking about mostly the banners and also like opinions. Alright, and also my personal opinions on the recent trend of Genshin Impact, right, and other stuff. Right, so in today's video, we'll be talking about the two new characters. I mean not new, two rerun 5-star limited characters, right? Which is cyNO and Ayato. Right, so just a quick run. Okay, we're going to talk about cyNO first. Right, I actually didn't own a cyNO because I already I know how terrible his team will actually be, and his requirements to be in a team and have all those things, which is actually like a high requirements and also a high budget team build. Right, so cyNO is a 5-star unit and he is an electro polearm character. Yes, you can see this polearm. Alright, so we will talk about his talents. Alright, and weapons I'll just slightly go through a bit later. Alright, okay, so first is his normal attack. Alright, so his normal attack is just normal 4 hit, charge attack and some plunge attack. Right, so next will be his elemental skill. Alright, so Secret Rite Chasmic Fairer, or whatever. Alright, so this skill is level 1, 130% attack scaling. Right, so there's also a mortuary rite damage and a pack swarm path clearer. So about this thing, I'll explain with the elemental burst later together. Right, so the mortuary rite CD is 3 seconds, where the cooldown of this skill is actually 7.5 if you are just using the basic skill. Right, so let's talk about his elemental burst, which is the whole core of his whole kit. Right, so in this form, cyNO will become electro infused and have an independent skill set, right, and damage scaling set. So here is his like 5 hit damage stack, charge attack, plunge attack, and like yeah, basically a whole individual or independent scaling. Right, and it also gains 100 more EM bonus. Right, so the basic duration of the elemental burst is 10 seconds. Right, so you can actually extend this up to 18 seconds. Alright, so as I see just now, so when you activate his elemental burst, this skill will become mortuary rite damage, right, which is it has higher scaling and shorter cooldown, and also triggering a mortuary rite will increase the elemental burst duration by 4 seconds. You can increase up to 8 seconds. Yeah, because the elemental burst is like the effect will be cancelled when someone leaves the field or lasts at a maximum 18 seconds. Yep. So the cooldown is 20 seconds, so means that you have 2-second downtime, but the energy cost is like quite high, second highest in the game, which is 80. Right. So next, Fatal Judgment. So what this do is actually when he activates the elemental burst, he will enter the Ancient stance, which is most of you have seen. Like when he enters elemental burst, there's an eye symbol, like yeah, the eye symbol QTE. So at that time when you press the elemental skill, he will fire off 3 Darkstalker bolts, which is the 3 scratches, alright, dealing 100% of cyNO's attack as electro damage, and the damage will be considered as elemental skill. Right, so the level 60 ascended talent is his damage values will be increased based on his EM. Right, so Pack Swarm Path Clearance normal attack is increased by 150% of his EM. Right, and Darkstalker bolt damage from his passive talent will be increased by 250% of his elemental mastery. Right, and his passive talent will be gains 25% more rewards when dispatched on a Sumerian expedition for 30 hours. Yep. So his kit is actually pretty obvious, using elemental burst to deal normal attack damage and pressing QTE with skill on the right timing to do extra damage, and also increasing the ultimate duration. right? So, and his stats is actually pretty straightforward. We are going towards elemental mastery, right? Don't stack attack. I mean, stacking attack is available, but the best stats for him is EM, right? So for his weapons, yeah, for his weapons, yeah, Staff of Scarlet Sands. All right. So this is his signature weapon. Increases a ton of crit rate and a decent base attack, right? But what holds most important for this weapon is actually the weapon passive. So it says the equipping character gains 52% of their EM as bonus attack. When an elemental skill hits opponents, the Dream of the Scarlet Sands effect will begin for 10 seconds. The equipping character will gain 38% of their EM as bonus attack, max 3 stacks. So it's like up to a maximum of like 56. Yeah, it's like 80 something percent. Yeah, so with this weapon, like it's something like having this weapon is something like a Hutao with a Homa and a Hutao without a Homa. Alright, because the value of this weapon that it's giving is actually so fucking insane that a 4-star or other 5-star weapons really can't bypass it. Because as I mentioned just now, cyNO's kit mostly like relies on his EM. Right? So having this weapon is like you can build EM at the same time while also like increasing your own attack. So that's why having this weapon is a big W compared to just other weapons. Alright, and by the way, this weapon is like 44.1% crit rate at max level. Yeah. So that's just pretty fucking insane. Right. So cyNO's team is actually really why I would say expensive is because cyNO is an on-field character, alright. So means that he need to play other reactions to have damage because he's EM relying, alright. So the best reaction for him is probably Hyper Bloom cyNO or Aggravate cyNO. Yeah. So the current problem that I say cyNO isn't really good is because the enemies are normally like too easy to die. And I know a lot of people are going to say if you are talking about off-field Dendro, you probably have Collei, okay, or you have or you can have like Nahida, alright, or you can have Baizu, yeah. So technically all these Dendro may work, or maybe like even more F2P you wanna go, you get Yao Yao from the like Netherite event, alright. That's all of you. But let me tell you to be dead fucking honest, alright. Okay, let's consider under two conditions. One, the enemy dies really fast. One, the enemy doesn't die that fast. Alright? So first, if the enemy dies really fast, okay, Nahida will be technically fucked up because like her skill is literally applying a mark on the enemy. And if the enemy dies, the mark is gone. And therefore she can't apply Dendro using the mark. Because Nahida's like the elemental skill mark requires you to trigger a reaction to it to trigger the Dendro. Right, like triggering the skill damage, which is like applying Dendro. Alright? So if the enemy dies, the skill is gone. So it's fucked up. Alright? Okay, next, we have Yao Yao, okay? Yao Yao's yeah, she can like throw a Yuekui on the field for like I actually forgot. I think it's 10 seconds. Yeah, it's 10 seconds. So, as I said just now, cyNO is fucking 18 seconds. So to be dead honest, 10 seconds is never enough. Alright? Okay, what about I say, okay, I can put Collei. Okay. Let's just talk about Collei, okay? So where's my copy? Okay, so Collei. Yeah, Collei can apply off-field Dendro, but only for a while. Imagine 6 seconds. What are you gonna do with 6 seconds? What are you gonna do fucking with 6 seconds? I mean, yeah, some people are gonna say that, oh, you can extend for like another 1 second up to 3 seconds. Yeah, but it's still 9 seconds. It's even shorter than Yao Yao Yuekui. Yeah, like it's not worth it. Or maybe some people can, like, they have wait, Constellation. Yeah, I think it's this one. Like, if one of the party members at Chicken Burning Gold before flowering returns, you'll grant a great spark effect. Yeah, so it's like another 3 seconds. So, if for example you're really good at timing, counting times, counting seconds, everything. All right, okay. Yeah, you can probably chain this up to like 6 seconds plus 3 seconds. All right, and another 3 seconds here. All right, you're going to have 12 seconds. But the fucking problem is cyNO is on field. You can't swap it away unless you want to fuck up the whole ER and the whole ulti energy. Yeah, so which is like a fucking L. So technically, call it is not like usable fit in the fucking team. Right. So next we have Baizu. Alright, so Baizu compared to the others, okay, he is extremely good under one condition. If the enemy doesn't die, or the enemy dies, he is useful. But in one condition, he have his ult. Without his ult, he is just completely a piece of shit. Alright, for in a cyNO team. Unless you have a C2, then I'm speechless. Okay, because C2 is like every few seconds, his elemental skill will trigger, like will automatically and will apply Dendro. Right. That's why I say cyNO team is like a really hard team and also a really high budget team. Because all the teammates are really, really expensive. Okay. Okay, after speaking all about that, let's go through the artifact sections a bit. Okay, so the best in slot for cyNO, I will say, is definitely the Gilded Dreams. Okay, so the Gilded Dreams is actually pretty straightforward. 2-piece increases EM by 80, 4-piece increases EM and attack percent based on your party member type, right? So flower and feather stats for cyNO will be mostly crit damage, EM and ER. Okay, nothing else. Okay, crit damage, ER, EM. For Sense, you are going to go for EM, alright, because most of the damage skills on EM. For Goblet, it will be Electro Damage Goblet, and for Circlet, it will depend on your crit ratio, like whether your crit is higher or your crit damage is higher. Yeah, you can probably just go around it. Alright, so that's technically I want to say about cyNO. So next about Ayato. Right, so Ayato has is one of my first 100 DPS, alright. No salesman marketing intended, okay? I just want I'm just giving honest reviews, alright. So let's talk about Ayato. Right. So Ayato is a 5-star Hydro unit, okay? He wields sword weapon. So his Ascension crit rate is he Ascends with crit damage, same as cyNO. Right, so up to 88.1%, including 50% crit damage base stat. Right. So his signature weapon is Harange Bakufutsu. Right. So this weapon gives like 12% or other elemental damage bonus when other nearby party member is elemental skill, like the character will gain 1 stack. So 2 stack increases the character's normal attack damage by 40%. Yeah, for 8 seconds. Right. So let's talk about his talents. I actually made an Ayato guide and a cyNO guide in the past I don't know how many months. Yeah, I actually did it. Okay, so but I'm just going to go through a short detailing here again. Right, so first is his normal attack. All right, so 5 rapid strikes, charge attack and plunge attack, and like low high plunge damage. Yeah, it's just normal scaling. Right, so next his elemental skill, Kami Soto Art Kyuka. Right, so what this skill does is he enters the stand, alright, where he only can do 3 hits. Alright, so these 3 hits have fixed and consistent damage. Alright, and it's also independent scaling like cyNO ulti. Right, so you don't really have to upgrade normal attack for Ayato or cyNO because it doesn't really affect their core kit. Alright, unless you want to let them slightly on field a bit, maybe you can consider upgrading like 6, 7, or 8, yeah, but 9 is definitely not worth it because I'm an aesthetic person. Alright, and I crown this too because he's my first Hydro DPS, yeah, so yeah, respect. Yeah, because it's my first. Yeah. So Taki Meguri Kanka duration is actually the water illusion. Not water illusion. What is it again? I actually forgot. Oh, sorry. The Taki Meguri Kanka duration is actually the elemental skill duration. Yeah, like he became the Virgil status, right? And he just do 3 hit slash throughout the whole 6 seconds, right? But I think it's like around 16 slashes or 17 or 15. I forgot. Yeah, it's around there, right? So he during this whole time he will also get the stack called Namisen. Alright, so the Namisen damage bonus is actually like at level 10 is 1.11% max HP per stack. Right, so he also slightly benefits from HP, like really slightly. Alright, please don't be fucking brilliant and go build HP percent sans Ayato, which is actually fucking dumb. Alright, so yeah, he also benefits from this stack. So the max stack is actually 4 stacks for a C0. If you are C2 and above, you probably can get 5 stacks if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he will increase to 5 stacks. Right. So what does the water illusion do is actually like if you like the moment you press your elemental skill, you'll activate this elemental skill, alright? You'll instantly leave back a water illusion that deals damage according to attack percent to the enemy. Alright, so upon exploding, um it will like instantly get the maximum stack if I'm not wrong. Wait, let me go through a bit. I remember I read this somewhere here. Yeah, you grant either increasing the damage. The initial number of stack the effect would be dispelled when the conquer ends. Yeah. Should be something. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, later I'll go through later. Yeah, so this is technically how it works. Like, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, like fixed. You can actually listen or just count yourself. Yeah, it's like very easy to actually know like which hit are you actually hitting on it. So 6 seconds you have like 15 slashes or slightly more for this, right? And you also get like slightly benefit from the max HP per stack. Right, and also a burst. So the cooldown is like 12 seconds, so you have 6 seconds off you to like rotate your team and apply all the buffs and everything. Right? So for his elemental burst, which is actually pretty straightforward. If you guys know Ganyu or how Ganyu ulti works, this is how his the ulti will work similarly also. So it's applying a large field that deals hydro attack AoE um, over time. Right? So the damage over time is actually 119.6 seconds. 119.6%. Right, and the field also provides a buff which is normal attack damage bonus 20% is increased by 20% to whoever holds on the field. So if you build him a specific way like ER Ayato or Noblesse ER Ayato, you can just like make him a support. But I highly don't recommend it because he's better as a DPS. Right, so for duration, the ulti duration is 18 seconds, the cooldown will be 20 seconds, but including the cast time and animation everything, you technically don't feel any downtime. Right, energy cost is 80, which is high as expected as a DPS, yeah. Alright, so for his level 20 Ascension talent, so the elemental skill has the following properties. After it is used, he will gain instantly 2 Namisen stacks. When the water illusion explodes, Ayato will gain Namisen effect equal to the maximum number of stacks possible. Yeah. So technically by doing this, alright, so you have 2 ways to stack your Namisen damage bonus. One is you immediately let the water illusion explode and you instantly get a max stacks. Alright, or you can just hit enemy, which is like you gain stacks every 0.1 seconds or something. Yeah. Yeah. And one stack can begin through Shunsweeken every 0.1 second. Yeah. So try to like make the water illusion explode, like just cast it in front of an enemy, it will instant explode and you can instantly like start with the maximum damage output. Right, so for this is his level 60 ascended talent. Alright, so it says if coming starter Ayato is not on the field and his energy is less than 40, which is half, he will regenerate 2 energy for himself every second. Right, so 1 second is 2. If you wanna like charge it to this, it will be like around 10 seconds. Yeah, so technically spending 10 seconds off you can just like he will just stack his energy slowly. Yeah, but also like I think you don't have to necessarily stand for 10 seconds off you because like you have other members providing particles, so he will just regenerate bit by bit. Right, so his passive talent is coming Soto Ara Daily Cooking. When Ayato cooks a dish perfectly, he has 18% chance to receive an additional suspicious dish of the same type. Right, same as Hu Tao and some other character, I don't know, I forgot who. Right, so his weapon, let's talk about the signature weapon. Right, so as you can see here, base stat 608, crit rate 33.1. Right, and the weapon passive I slightly explained just now is like you gain 12% all elemental damage bonus. Alright, at the same time, other team members using elemental skill will give the wielder a stack. Alright, so you can have up to 2 stacks. So each stack increases your normal attack damage by 20% up to 8 seconds. Alright, so 2 stacks you're going to have 40% for 8 seconds. Alright, so talking about Haran, if you don't have a Haran, you can use PGC. Alright, PGC is a not bad choice. Alright, another one is Midsweater. I don't have it here because I'm broke, I'm poor. Yeah, sorry if I don't have a weapon. Alright. Okay, if you don't have any other 5-star options, you can just go for 4-star options like the Kagosurube Ishin. Alright, or you can go for the Aminoma Kaguchi, or you can go for Black Cliff Long Sword, or you can go for the Black Sword in the Battle Pass if you bought it. Right, or you can go for Lion's Roar on some specific teams like Fate team, so you can like fully maximize the weapon passive and also the stats. Yeah, so I think that's technically all. So you can also use the 4-star sword from the Fontaine series. Alright, like when using an elemental skill, attack will be increased by 12%, and the bond of life max HP will be granted. So in like technically just like overall real good buff for Ayato. Alright, this weapon is also craftable. Alright, Aminoma and this weapon is technically just craftable, so you can just craft them in case like you have an Ayato and you don't know what weapon to do. Alright, so no 3-star is actually really recommended. Like 4-star stats are more solid and more consistent, yeah, compared to 5-star. A lot of people are gonna be like, no, Harbinger Dawn is better, look, they can give crit rate and they can give a low crit damage. Yeah, a low base attack, you got fucked. All your damage are going to be so damn freaking low because your base attack is just so low. Alright, for example, if you have a base attack of like 565 and like this one maybe like 454 or maybe like around there, yeah, I tell you, this is definitely going to be win because the base attack already affects so much. Alright, the base attack affects so much on the character, it will affect their end output throughout all the attack percent scaling and all the multipliers. Right, so next to his artifact stats. Alright, there are multiple builds I would say for this. Right, but I'm going to go to his best fit, which is 4-piece Echoes of an Offering. Right, so here are my sets. Alright, 4-piece Echoes because it gives like 2-piece attack 18% and 4-piece when normal attack is a bonus, there's a 36% chance that we will trigger the Valley Right effect, which will increase normal attack damage by 70% of attack. This effect will be dispelled 0.05 seconds after a normal attack deals damage. If a normal attack fails to trigger the Valley Right, the odds of it trigger next time will be increased by 20%. This trigger can occur once every 0.0 seconds. Yeah, so it means that hitting more enemies, you can just like, you can technically just make the normal attack more broken. Yeah. Alright, so 4-piece Echoes of an Offering. So the sense you must give attack percent. Alright, whoever uses HP percent is an alien, as you can see here from the stats of the system itself. 88.6% uses attack percentage. Okay, so don't be an alien and use HP percentage. Don't be a fucking imbecile. Alright, so for Goblet, it will be Hydro Damage bonus Goblet, but I can't really farm for it. Yeah, so I end up using attack percentage. So if you have a Hydro Damage bonus, just give it to him. Right, so for Circlet, it will be crit damage or crit rate, depends on your crit ratio. Right, for mine the crit rate is already kind of high, so I give crit damage. Plus his weapon is also giving crit rate, that's why I'm giving this weapon. Right, so for Ayato team, it's much more solid compared to cyNO because he's a Hydro on-field DPS. Right, so it's actually pretty straightforward. Let's go for the most based team. Alright, so we have Ayato, the very based Bennett Xiangling. Alright, and lastly maybe you can have a Dong.
Oh.
Alright, so the reason you put Zhongli in this team is besides like the shield giving like enemy defense reduction. Alright, it's also like increase the interruption because Ayato, as I say, Ayato only have 6 seconds to do all the damage output. So you cannot be interrupted within these 6 seconds, or you are going to have DPS loss as in a huge amount. Alright, so if you don't have a Dong, what can you put? Alright, so you can also put a Kazuha, right? So he can buff Hydro and also like apply Pyro Vape through his Elemental Burst. Right, so in a way it's actually like much better if you, in terms of damage wise, because you can have higher ceiling damage, like ceiling, compared to Dong. Alright, okay, what if you don't have a Dong, you don't have a Kazuha? Okay, you can put a Nahida, right? So you can play like Bridget. Yeah, it also works. Okay, okay, what if you don't have a Nahida, you don't have a Dong, you don't have a Kazuha, and you don't have a Venti, just use a Sucrose. Alright, 4-star, usable, yeah, no comments, right? Alright, yeah. So that's technically how simple his team actually is. Or you wanna go like, Freeze Ayato is actually also doable. So like for example, Ayato is only a Kazuha or a Sucrose, alright? And maybe a Rosaria, alright? Yeah. So this is how his team will actually be. Alright. And also a point when you want to play Ayato is let the other teammates cast elemental skill before using Ayato's elemental skill. If you have the signature weapon. If you don't have the signature weapon, just forget what I say. Okay? Yeah, so that's technically all of like the explanations and guides on like on the current banner. Alright, if you really have to pull, I will highly suggest you to pull for Ayato. Okay, not only he is a good DPS and driver, his upgrade materials are also easier to obtain because his upgrade materials are in Inazuma. Whereas cyNO, you need to run all the way to Sumeru to unlock it. Alright, and his materials scar reps are a fucking disaster. Right? To whoever my friends watching this video, you all already know how fucking scar reps torture your eyes as you are running in the desert. Right? So yeah, if you really have to like pull between these two, I would highly suggest Ayato, unless you have your plans for cyNO, or you you are an aesthetic player, you like cyNO a lot, you like his design, his playstyle, his personality, his story, his backstory, everything, yeah, then you can go for it. Alright, because what I say here is just for suggestions or for people who want to improve their accounts better, or like to invest their premiums properly. Alright, or whoever lacking DPS. Right, so for weapons, you for those who are actually pulling the weapon band, it's actually a kind of good investment because Favonius Lance is actually good for the 4-star. Favonius Bow 2, the Wisif is also a good 4-star catalyst weapon. Right, and Lion's Roar can be really good in specific conditions or teams or specific character. Right, so I think that's it I want to say. Right, so that's all on the current Ayato and cyNO ban. Yeah. So that's all I want to say for the video. Thank you guys for watching all the way here. It's quite a long video. It's like around 29 minutes. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video, which is about probably Abyss. Alright. Yeah. So thank you guys, and I'll see you. Peace.